Okay, let's talk about RV memberships. If you've ever looked into them, you know it can feel like a total maze. They promise these amazing experiences, free places to park for the night, and it's really easy to get sucked in by the marketing. So today, we're going to cut through all of that and figure out what these memberships really cost.
And this quote from Chuck Price just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? So many of us, we see the slick ads and make a decision based on emotion, not on the actual numbers. So our goal here is to push the marketing aside, run the real numbers, and give you a simple way to figure out what, if anything, is right for you.
I mean, the vision they sell is incredible, right? Picture it. You wake up, open your RV door, and you're at a beautiful vineyard, or a cool little craft brewery, or a peaceful farm. It's a really powerful image. But, you know the old saying, if something sounds a little too good to be true, there's probably a catch. So let's go find it.
To do that, we first need to know who we're talking about. We're going to focus on the three big players in this space. Harvest Hosts, which is all about the unique experiences, RV Overnights, which is more of a budget-friendly option, and then you've got the classic Good Sam, which is focused on traditional campgrounds.
So this table gives you a quick snapshot, and right away you can see they're all playing a different game. Harvest Hosts has this huge network for unique stays. RV Overnights is for those cheap one-night stops. And Good Sam is all about getting you that 10% discount at campgrounds. But that annual fee you see there, let me tell you, that is just the beginning of the story.
And this is where we get to the heart of it. What is the real cost behind that promise of a free stay? It's time to bust the myth of the $0 night and do some simple math to see what you're actually paying.
There it is, the magic number, $0. This is what you see in all the ads. It's the hook that gets you to click that Learn More button. It is the entire foundation of their marketing pitch. But it is not the whole truth, not even close.
The secret is in something called the patronage model. See, these hosts, the wineries, the farms, the breweries, they aren't charities, they're small businesses. And the whole system only works because there's this very strong unspoken rule, a social expectation that you're going to support them by buying something.
And that support, it has a price tag. Looking at data from across the member community, the suggested, or let's be honest, expected purchase is right around $30 per stay. Could be a bottle of wine, some fresh jam, a six-pack of beer, but that $30 becomes a very real part of the cost.
And boom, here's where it all comes together. Let's just assume you do a modest 10 stays in a year. You take that annual fee, you add the $300 you spent on purchases, and suddenly that free night is costing you close to $40. Now look at how that compares to an average state park. It can actually be more expensive. This is so critical to understand. These memberships aren't necessarily about saving money. They're about paying for a certain type of experience.
So how are you supposed to make a choice then? Well, there's a much smarter way to think about it. Instead of asking which membership is the best, you should be asking yourself, what specific job am I hiring this membership to do? It's a concept from business called the Jobs to be Done framework, and it makes this whole decision way clearer.
Because when you break it down, RVers are really trying to accomplish one of four core jobs. Are you trying to save a little cash on a week-long stay somewhere? Or are you just looking for a safe place to pull over for 8 hours on a long trip? Maybe you're all about chasing those unique, can't-get-anywhere-else experiences. Or maybe, just maybe, your only goal is to spend as little money as possible. Each one is a completely different job.
And this chart basically turns a confusing decision into a super simple matching game. If your main job is saving on multi-night stays, a discount card like Good Sam is the right tool. If you just need those safe, cheap transit stops, well, RV Overnights was literally built for that job. For the unique experiences, Harvest Host is the clear winner. And if your number one job is to minimize every single cost, the best tool is often no membership at all. But there's one more huge piece of the puzzle. Where do you travel? A network of 5,000 locations sounds incredible, but it's completely worthless if none of them are where you're actually going. For example, in the super dense Northeast, these memberships can be a lifesaver. But if you're out in the Mountain West, surrounded by millions of acres of free public land, paying for a membership that has spotty coverage there makes absolutely no sense. All right, let's pull all of this together into a final, simple checklist. We can boil everything we've talked about down to 5 key questions you need to ask yourself before you spend a single dime on any membership.
First, what is the specific job you're hiring this for? Be honest. Second, can you guarantee you'll use it enough times to at least break even on the fee? Third, look at the map. Does the network actually have locations where you travel? Fourth, Are you willing to deal with the restrictions, like the one-night limit at most hosts? And finally, number 5, can you afford the true cost, which includes those expected purchases every single time? You need a definite yes to all 5 of these before you should even consider buying.
And that brings us to what might be the single most important takeaway from all of this. For a lot of RVers, especially those who love flexibility and travel out west, the smartest, most economical choice is to simply choose no membership at all, and instead learn how to use all the amazing free public land that's out there.
So, as you think about this, don't just ask yourself which membership to buy. First, ask yourself if you should buy one in the first place. The minute you shift your thinking from the marketing hype to the mathematical reality, and you focus on the specific job you need done, you'll make a much smarter choice that actually improves your travels instead of just adding another card to your collection.